Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, get your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Fellow beings, welcome to another night of the Late Night Culture Show. We're 3 minutes in and we're already rocking and rolling. It looks like the outbound stream to Rumble did not work tonight. So if you're watching over there, I'm sorry. Looks like we're going to terminate that at the moment, and maybe that'll catch up later. For those of you watching on Twitter, it's great to see you. And of course, here we are on YouTube, and I appreciate each and every one of you. We've got a lot of crew in the back. Many of them had to reboot because the internet decided not to be nice to them. But we have the return of the Mac, the Puppet Man. We've got Jacob of Society Reviews. We've got That 70s Rock Fan, and we have the amazing Gramcast, who is supposedly having some more internet troubles. But we also... no. Fortunately, nobody can hear you, Jacob, but that's fine. I want to say this. We have a lot to talk about tonight, but we did get a super chat before we even got started from
hear me, though.
Al Bats. That's right, for $19.99. He said, here's to 17K Siren subscribers. Soon to be 20K. That is right, my friend. And thank you, Al Bats. Truly appreciated. $20 super chat. Holy cow. So many great people here. And there is my buddy X-Wing, who is really hyped because bang, bang, a Niners gang. Right? Right. That's what he says.
Sounds rude.
Well, no, it's not what you think. I'm just saying. Speaking of not what you think, let's get me off the screen. There is our favorite 70s rock fan. Here comes the co-host, Puppet. Hello there, Jolly. Jolly, jolly, here comes the jolly. And we've got our good friend Jacob from Society Reviews. We've got our buddy, That 70s Rock Fan, who has something very disturbing to present to you at some point. Holy cow. And our buddy, Gramcast. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, X-Wing. What are you doing, bud? What are you doing? You ever been on a cool show before? Huh? Let's see if you sent me a message. Did you send me a message? No. No. So he doesn't want to be on the show. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know. Anyway, Jolly, it's been a minute and a half. How you been, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, no, it's been a couple minutes actually, because I missed last week. Wasn't feeling well. I picked some kind of funk up at the strip club. I don't know. I got some penicillin for that, so I'm feeling better. And then the week before that, I think you were sick, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
I had to take some time off, a little run down, a little not feeling so great. Yeah, I had to pull.
I guess you've both encountered Mike Roach in the last couple of weeks.
No.
A lot of guy going around apparently.
Yeah, self-induced crazy. Yeah, hey, look, X-Wing's really excited. So good for you, brother. And they're going to be in Vegas, so if you have the money, you can see them in that really uncomfortable stadium. Yeah, and that's being nice. Anyway, next to my favorite puppet pal, as I burp, is our good friend, that 70s rock fan.
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah. By the way, I like the hat you're rocking there.
It's a Dallas Stars 25th season.
There you go.
In Camel.
Yeah.
He was talking to me, 70s.
No, actually, we have. Well, no, we're the hat crew up here on the top. The hats. The hats. These guys are no hats. They're men without hats, but they're not Australian. So that's probably makes us confused.
Living in the land down under.
Yeah. No, it's kind
That
of
was
a
men
bummer.
at work. That was men at work.
Oh,
Did
sorry.
you know Australians don't have sex? Australians, mate.
Oh, it's truth, mate.
Is that what they
Wow,
call
that is
everybody mates?
What's your
That is
favorite color, Blue?
That is a terrible. That's terrible.
I know.
Wow. That's,
Look, if New Zealand got Thanos snapped out of the ether tomorrow, would anyone really notice?
I would, because they have like the most diverse climates across the world. Like they have like Hawaii. There's only like 2 places in the world where you can have like somewhere between 19 and 21 microclimates across the entire island. And New Zealand, you can literally go from snow skiing to scuba diving in a period of like a half an hour. So I mean, that's freaking cool.
Sounds healthy.
No, it's really not. You probably would die. You would get the bendy bends. Yeah.
Get the
Sam
bends.
Neill.
But you could. Let's see.
Skydiving and flying an airplane in the same day.
Yeah, I look, unlike other shows, I'm not abandoning the intros. So I'm just going to introduce Jacob next. What's going on? Society Reviews. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Just putting in, a lot of work and trying to build this YouTube channel up. I mean, making some minor changes to some new streams later on as we get on, but we can get into that later on. How are you guys doing?
Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Here's a question I want to answer before we get to the man of the hour. The raging scientist? I don't know what that is. Anyway, it says, how did your editor get to 300,000 subs? What's the secrets? He made videos that lots of people enjoyed.
Sexual promises.
Crap.
I can't even answer that question. Maybe perhaps he did shorts when YouTube wanted you to do shorts, and he figured out how to game that system. I don't know, but he makes great content. So do check out Mr. Grant Gregory. He is a radical. Pretty awesome anyway.
Nice.
Someone kick Graham off the cast. No.
Then he would just be Graham then.
Like physically?
No,
Because I mean,
then it'll just be Graham.
We're not going to be able to.
He's just kidding. All the love. All right. There's our buddy Pickles. What's up, LDG? And thank you for the gifted memberships at the end of the stream. My goodness, on Friday caught me off guard as I was dropping out. Well done, sir.
He does that.
He's
Pretty
amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
And Stitch is in the house. We got some amazing people here. Something about what's happening? No.
Yes. Back kisses though. I want back kisses.
There's some very strange stuff going on.
All right.
Strange stuff.
That's specific.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is the Sunday late night show, which is when my language may be a little looser, but the panel tries to behave themselves more. But anyway, the last but not least person we
Tom
introduced,
or Tux comes and blows everything.
Right. Blame Tom. Hashtag blame Tom.
Yeah. But our buddy Graham. What's going on, Graham? Graham here is special. He made it to 5K super quickly. Congratulations, my friend. Wow. You should be celebrated.
Well played.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. I remember when I first started the channel, I was like, I'm never even going to get to 1,000. It's
Right.
never going to happen. And then just through having fun, making some videos, making some shorts, and meeting a lot of really cool individuals, not unlike the panel that's here today. So I appreciate it. Thank you all so much for hanging with me, and to many fun days ahead.
Well, you guys are all incredible, but I just thought you should be celebrated because 5K is a big deal. It takes a long time sometimes to get there, and sometimes, like you get there quicker. But there's a reason for that. And speaking of a reason for somebody to grow as quickly as possible, the Sundowners Club is hanging out with us tonight. Great to see you. Best beard on YouTube? No, that's got to be Gary. But I thank you for that. That's very nice. Culturison. Okay. OG. Well, that's cool. I like that.
Culture is an OG.
Oh.
There
I'm
it
sorry.
is.
I thought they were trying to call you an Asian, and they misspelled it.
No, I felt like
Culturisian sounds better. It sounds more
I feel
upmarket.
like I'm in Star Wars.
He's
there.
a Culturisian.
Culturisian. Yeah. All right. That's very cool. What's
Sounds
up?
diverse. Yes.
We've got emotionally unstable amphibian in the house. There. Look at that. I know the feeling. Props to your growth, GC. That's right.
Thank you.
I got a feeling. Yeah, look, I get these two Star Wars guys hanging out. I love these men. They're good men.
If X-Wing has a growth, he might want to go to the doctor and just get it looked at, just in case.
I have the best audience on the planet. I don't know if anybody realizes that, but I will proudly say that.
Do you have the best audience on other planets, though?
Yeah, you know what? Archie Mitchell's correct. Gary has felony beardage.
So that's how I get a good beard. Commit felonious acts will get a good beard.
I don't know if I'm not sure that's the secret, Graham. Don't take anybody's word for it, brother. That might be bad. Terry Rose is in the house. Good to see you. Cavatinho, Cavalryman Che, great to see you, my friend. Have you heard who's going to the Super Bowl? Yes, and it's not the Lions, which is kind of a bummer for some people. But I will say this. The 49ers, which we acknowledged at the beginning of the stream, and the Chiefs. First of all, I just want to say I told you why the Chiefs would be there regardless about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I think there may have been some shenanigans. I'm not sure.
Well, look, I mean, we need to accept this fact. Taylor Swift is going to hold the Lombardi Trophy in Las Vegas in 2 weeks. They've been telling you that this is going to happen since September, and we've been fighting it. And now we have to get to the point where we have to accept reality.
You have to accept that Kelsey is going to actually hand that over to her like she did something.
Well, you realize the Swifties brought a whole new audience to NFL, and they are like, "Oh, look, our ratings are going up." Blah blah blah.
And then a double FU on top of all that is the only thing that will prevent that from happening is the San Francisco 49ers winning the Super Bowl. So now you're forcing me to root for San Francisco, and I say no to both.
Well, it's kind of.
Can they both lose? Yeah.
Is
that possible?
I don't know.
The stadium collapse during the game. That'd be great.
Whoa, hey now. I mean, it is a very strange. It's a very strange stadium. Yeah, I'm not going to root for anything devastating. I'm just going to root for the best quality game we can get and the lesser of the worser options.
Well,
don't know what that is yet.
Since it's in Vegas, maybe the starting offensive lines of both teams can just go on a bender over the weekend and then just not show up to the game. And everybody will be.
Somebody get arrested at the Bunny Ranch before the game starts.
Yes,
how about
send Mike Roach over?
How about this? They all get arrested for making bets on a football game, which they're not supposed to do in Vegas, huh?
They could always make their way over to is it Blue Sapphire? Is it the world's largest strip club by square footage?
I really
hope I got a VIP card.
Okay. I really hope they don't. Anyway, regardless, I want to acknowledge this amazing gift from our good friend Radioactive, who gives 10 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know I spent an entire January in a sense and state of dryness. What that means is I have not had one booze or alcohol or of any kind.
I was going to say
traditional.
Going in dry. I mean, that was.
They got lubricant for that culture.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
KY is
my traditional drink for this stream isn't tea or water or Gatorade. No. It's normally a glass of wine. So not having a glass of wine is that's just. It's been a whole month, and you know what? I probably could go for longer. I could go for longer.
That's what she said.
That's what.
Heyo. What, both?
Oh yeah, especially with the KY jelly. You know?
Rodimus
That's right.
Supreme. Oh, look, I want to say thanks to the amazing gift. You did a wonderful thing. At least we don't have to see Eminem in the Super Bowl. Yes. He doesn't look great nowadays. What happened to that dude?
Well, I mean, I don't think any rapper looks great once they hit 50. I mean,
right.
Is he
Except
50?
LL Cool J. He's still looking pretty decent, right?
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry.
Black don't
Snoop,
crack.
It's like Method Man and LL Cool J are the only ones who still look in decent shape past 50.
Black don't crack and Asian don't raisin.
You know
there
who's probably looking real bad right now? Coolio.
Oh yeah, definitely. Since
Wow,
he's,
you
dead.
are bringing the
probably,
jokes tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Jokes.
Hilarious.
All right, speaking of jokes, my buddy Eric K for $2 says, someone clip that. Culture loves men.
Wow.
No. Randy Thoto says 9. That's right.
9 men. He loves 9 men.
B. Baker brings up a good point. NFL equals DEI. Give it no attention or money. Hey,
Well, when
easy
San
for me
Francisco
to
and
do.
Kansas City are in, it's very easy to pay no attention. So
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So culture is not moist. Well, thank you for that, Radioactive. My goodness.
Now I
By
got
the
that
way,
thought in my head.
I love that word. A lot of people don't like the word moist.
Moist.
Yeah, but I think it's a great word.
Can we move on, please?
Okay, I just did.
Thank you.
E. Clay Thomas says culture likes it longer. You heard it here first. That's right.
Well, come on. That's
longer, harder, faster.
This is getting bad. I got a visual image that thanks to the chat now, and it's really not helping. Just
Put
saying.
that on a t-shirt.
Captain Krusty Heart, who's been a major contributor in the comments section lately of the videos, thank you for that. Don't you know I don't miss it? Plus, here on the chat says there's a lot of people looking like hairless Muppets these days.
Whoa, somebody shaved?
You want to fight, bro?
I love it. Marcelo says too soon, Graham. Too soon.
Yeah, is it though?
Judica, my brother from another mother says moist damp. Ooh, moist damp. There you go. Harder, bigger, dumber, stronger. That sounds like a Daft Punk song. I don't know why. JFJ says Moist von Lipwig is one of the greatest fantasy characters. Well, there you go.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, Jay coming through with 10 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh. All right, we got to get to a story, and I want to say again, thank you very much. We are back. We're gonna be back up to 700 members if you guys keep it at this rate. A crazy
700.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, we were over 700 for like a minute, and then
that's a lot of proud members.
Oh, hey, look. I have the proudest members. I'm just saying.
You guys have
proud boys.
I'm just saying. Wow, boys. Anyway, no, wow, don't get me singing. No, we got a subject to get to, but before we do that, we got to acknowledge another $20 generosity from our great friend Al Batts saying, you're all right. The Super Bowl is scripted by the same writers of Kathleen Kennedy's Ray.
Oh,
boom.
No.
Amazing. That's right. And
put a check in it and make it gay.
Drained any enjoyment and masculinity out of the 3-hour waste of life. Yes. Now I feel like I'm calling a basketball game. Yes.
Well, I was watching the AFC Championship game with one of my friends, and he did turn to me at one point. He's like, "Dude, this game is pretty gay." I'm leaving. And he left. Yeah. So, I mean, not wrong.
I'm telling
San
you,
Francisco,
Are they even allowed to tackle anymore? Are they allowed to tackle?
Taylor Swift.
There was one play where Patrick Mahomes flopped, LeBron James style flopped, and they threw the flag. I mentioned to my buddy early, I said, look, as soon as you see any type of contact at all, expect more flags than not when Patrick Mahomes is involved. And that was the exception, not the rule. We were waiting for more flags. Every single time something great would happen for the Chiefs, or I should say something great would happen for the Ravens, bad for the Chiefs, a flag would come in. It was a bunch of nonsense. Almost 100 yards in penalties given to the Chiefs. It's all scripted. It's done. I can't watch it.
Do you know how much revenue they said that Taylor Swift has brought in for the Chiefs in the NFL over the last 4 months? Like nearly $400 million just for her attention alone. So it's like
every highlight reel they showed after that during the next game showed Taylor Swift at the end of like the touchdown and then a
She
pan to Taylor
actually,
Swift.
to her
It
credit,
was bad.
but no, Jolly, you're right. But to her credit, she actually mouthed to them, "Get me off the screen." There was a point in which she was just like, "Stop." I mean, I'm just here to root.
Yeah,
I don't believe that, but
dude, like I said, in 2 weeks, the photo op of like her hugging the Lombardi Trophy, like Jordan after he won his first championship, is going to signify just the absolute death of football.
I take it she's going to be the one they'll award it to her specifically.
Oh yeah, no,
She'll
just give it to her to give it.
Yeah.
She'll give it to her to give it to the team. That's what's going to happen.
Then she'll do a song and dance number right after that.
Hey, if she does that, I'll forgive her. You know what I mean? Anyway, real quick, I got a couple more things to get to. First of all, I want to say this. Yes, Cavatanio, Cavalryman Che. We do have Argyle coming into theaters. Guess who's going to be there to review it for all of you? This guy. That's right. I will see a movie that you probably want to see, and I'll tell you why after I review it. We've got Toxic Man Flu gifting 10 Culture Casino memberships. That is 30 memberships during the stream, ladies and gentlemen. We have almost that 700 number again, which is astounding to me. I appreciate it. You guys are incredible. I feel so loved and honored. I don't know why, but thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, the cock right here, guys. Right here. All right. Let's see what else we got. We got Machiny. That's right. Look at the hat. That's the exclusive leather patch hat. We're going to have some more of those in Dallas and in Vegas coming up here, folks. We're going to have some new designs, too. These will be exclusive for the city meetups. That's right. Just like the poker chips, you're going to start getting exclusive hats and T-shirts designed by the great one, Jaffo and
Wayne Gretzky.
The
great one.
Put into practice and into place by our good friend Toxic Man Flu, who gifted the 10 memberships I just raved about. Of course, we got Machiny Draws, my buddy. My pal, one of my first besties on YouTube says, "Hail, Snow, Culture, and Chat." Hail, my friend. Great.
I like how he mentioned me first. Nice.
Well, he should. I mean, puppet lives matter, indeed. Exactly. So Kelsey is Taylor's 87th boyfriend. Yes. How many songs does she have? Whoa, that's you're going straight to hell for that one. All right. Wow. Let's see. We got DJ Ronnie G in the house. What's up, my friend? Says, shout out to the panel. I like turtles. That's right, but Tom's not here. Speaking of turtles. All right. We are going to get to a subject. I promise. Let's get to it. The Peter Venkman fan site's here. Look at that. And so is Toy Fanboy. Okay, we're going to get to it. Here we go. Jacob, this is all you, brother. I want to see what the Hulkster can do for me today.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. So this is going to be a little bit of an unpack here because you guys seen the headline. You may have heard the story about what happened with Vince McMahon. He officially resigned from TKO Group on Friday night following allegations of sexual abuse and sex trafficking.
Okay. You just said two of the things that YouTube does not like in a row.
Well, it's in the title. You should have said that before I started talking.
Okay, all right. Let's be real careful with this subject because I covered it in a video. It is salacious. It's gross. It's a terrible thing. Just a little careful. Okay, please.
All right. So, like I said, there's a lot of things to unpack here, and obviously the story is one aspect of it, but we do have to rewind a little bit to figure out how we got here. Over the last couple of years, there has been a concerted effort to remove Vince McMahon from power in the WWE. And it started back in 2021, where there were allegations that surfaced about decades past things that he may or may not have done. And it didn't exactly fall out there. Then about a year later, it ramped up again when it was revealed that there was some NDAs that he had signed once again from years ago past, talking like 20 years plus here, that they said that, Vince McMahon used, I guess, the WWE funds to pay off some of these NDAs. WWE is a publicly traded company, so that was a big no-no. So they tried to use that as a means to get him out. He did eventually step down from the day-to-day operations within WWE, and Triple H took over the creative aspect of the company at that point in time. And so Vince McMahon, for seemingly a couple of months, had stepped down from the company, even though he's still like the owner, CEO, chairman, and all that good stuff. Then all of a sudden he comes back towards the end of the year and he says, you know what, I'm coming back and I'm selling the company. So there was rumors at the time that perhaps he was going to sell the company to the Saudi Arabian government as kind of like a big, FU to all the people who are involved with trying to get rid of him. But he ended up not doing that. He sold it to Endeavor, the same company that owns the UFC. They merged the UFC and WWE's publicly traded representatives into one group, TKO Group. As a result of this, Vince McMahon still has, at least still had a role in TKO. It still has a large number of shares in the company as well, but he wasn't really involved in the day-to-day process outside of a couple of photo ops here and there. Well, now a new allegation came out, basically from a woman claiming that, over the last few years that Vince McMahon was involved in doing some pretty heinous stuff that we can't really repeat here on YouTube, but just think R. Kelly, but worse. And I'm pretty sure you guys get the idea here. So this it was weird how this all broke out this week, because he started off on Monday. He had the news with Netflix getting like a $5 billion deal with the WWE to bring Raw and a whole bunch of other stuff to Netflix starting next year. Then all of a sudden, The Rock became a member of the board of directors as well. He retained the names of The Rock, which the WWE had held for many, many years. He got that back, and literally a day after that, these allegations came out, and people were very, very furious. They wanted Vince McMahon gone. What happened was that Slim Jim, who had just signed a major sponsorship deal with the WWE, said the couple days before the Royal Rumble that if Vince McMahon wasn't removed from his role in TKO Group, that they were going to pull their sponsorship, which is I think like a $20 million plus sponsorship deal with the WWE. So at that moment, Vince McMahon announced that he's stepping down. This was his announcement. I wanted to inform you that Vince McMahon has tenured his resignation for his position at TKO Executive Chairman and the TKO Board of Directors. WWF President and board member Nick Khan said in an email to the staff to Variety, he will no longer have a role with TKO Group or WWE moving forward. This comes after a lawsuit from Janelle Grant followed, essentially saying here that she alleges that Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis, a former executive with the company, abused her and did some things with her for some of the last few years here. Another thing that got noted here is that apparently with the grounds of one of these lawsuits is that Vince McMahon had signed her to an NDA and was supposed to pay her something about $3 million. I guess he stopped paying her after $1 million, which is another reason why I guess she led with this lawsuit against Vince McMahon. So at the moment right now, there's a lot of he said, she said, but there's a lot of people who are implicated in this right now. And it seems like as we go on with this story, there's going to be possibly more people who get implicated in this story here. WWE champion Brock Lesnar somehow got his name thrown in here because apparently one of the allegations here is that Vince McMahon may have forced her to sleep with Brock Lesnar in order to get him to stay with the company at one point. That's an allegation, but now because that allegation is out there, people are saying that they should get rid of Brock Lesnar as well. John Laurinaitis has been thrown under the bus. Anyone who's essentially still as closely associated with Vince McMahon over the course of the next few weeks is probably going to be on the chopping block here as time goes on. So last night, WWE did the Royal Rumble. Triple H, who is the lead of creative right now for WWE, basically deflected any real serious answers regarding Vince McMahon's status with the company or any touch with the lawsuit. He claims that he hasn't even read the lawsuit, which I find it very, very hard to believe, but that's what he's saying officially. So right now, Vince is saying that, I'm stepping down. I'm going to fight this in the court and clear my name. But as the time goes, I'm going to separate myself from WWE so that the sponsors don't pull out of the deal. And this whole thing has just become a big, giant mess here with the World Wrestling Entertainment and Vince McMahon. Like I said, could Vince McMahon have been guilty of the things that he's been accused of in this story? It is absolutely possible that some of these things are true, if not most of these things are true. With that said, we cannot ignore the fact that there has been a clear effort with the media and some of the people higher ups within WWE who do not want Vince McMahon as part of the company anymore. I believe they had a vote a couple of years ago before they sold to Endeavor with Nick Khan, Triple H, and his daughter Stephanie McMahon. All three of them voted against Vince McMahon having a say in the company moving forward. So there's been a lot of people within WWE who have wanted Vince McMahon gone over the last couple of years, and a lot of these allegations have been used as a means to remove him from the company moving forward here. So, like I said, we're just kind of in a wait and see situation right now, but that's kind of where we're at now. Could these things be true? It absolutely could be true. I mean, Vince is a 80-year-old psychotic carny person, so he absolutely could have done the things that have been accused of him here, but it could have also just been, there's a Game of Thrones play happening behind the scenes at WWE, and they just want him gone. So
okay, so none of that would surprise me, considering Ari Emanuel over at the Endeavor, right? Because I mean, he kind of came in with a sledgehammer to William Morris and just kind of cleaned that to the way it would make him come out the best. He expanded the business. Congrats to him. He did a great job. Then he went public. Then he's acquired all of these other sports entertainment interests, and now they're looking to take the company back private again, which is something nobody's talked about. But Fire and Ice brings up the point, and so have some other people. And again, I'm not taking this as wrote. I'm not taking this as presented. I don't think anybody should. I don't think any of us would. Okay. What we do know is that this is not the first time some kind of allegation like this came about. This was one of the 4 women that he was paying hush money to, that we found out through some investigative journalism of the Wall Street Journal a year ago, or about, I guess 8 months ago. So this is not new information in that regard. It's new information in that the behavior continued, including paying the hush money. And so when Fire and Ice brings this up, I get the feeling she was fine with everything until she didn't get paid. Reading that lawsuit that she filed had a lot of power and freedom for being a victim of this particular kind of crime. I am 100% on with this take of this. I get it. It doesn't change the
Razor
fact.
Fist, back this just real quick. Razor Fist did talk about this a little bit earlier on his stream too, saying that essentially, she was promised to be paid $3 million in an NDA, then she only got $1 million. So there's a belief out there that essentially she's coming up with these new salacious allegations, essentially forcing Vince McMahon's hand to essentially settle this whole thing, possibly out of the court again, to get like a payout from this, which would essentially be an admission of guilt on Vince McMahon's part if he were to settle out of court. So, like I said, you're in Vince's position right now. You're kind of in a spot where you're going to have to fight this one way or another. But if you settle this one and potentially pay her what she wants here in this situation, you're going to be done. I mean, there's no way that Vince McMahon is ever going to come back for this unless he takes this to court and somehow proves his innocence.
Proves it. Well, the question is going to be if she's still owed that outstanding $2 million, is there going to be something that comes out where she said, if you don't pay me the rest of my money, I'm going to go public? And then they said, we don't believe you're going to do that. And then she's just going to try to turn it. So we'll have to wait until more info comes out. But I'll tell you 2 things that I think is it's no surprise.
Yeah.
What is the WWE? Is it really that amazing that something, if this all turns out to be true, something like that would go down in the WWE? And it's the way that this is all going to end. And I'm going to tell you this right now. They're going to go to court. And as soon as the judge is about to read the verdict, we're going to hear a bunch of glass shattering. Stone Cold's going to come out. He's going to stun everyone in the courtroom, and then we're going to end it all, and it's going to be fine. So that's going to be the biggest pay-per-view event in WWE history.
You think that Stone Cold's going to go flying over the bench like that convict did like a couple weeks ago?
Hey, there's some luchadors in WWE that can make that move.
Probably.
The bench itself will be thrown at somebody. That's inevitable.
All right, well, we got a couple supers I need to get to, and some of them are related. We'll start here with the Great Southern Belle saying, "Culture is a huge Tay Swiftie fan." It's Tay Tay, by the way. And he's been shaking it off all day. No. Her greatest hits is in his car's CD player.
You see, I can contradict that for you, Culture, because you're still using cassettes in your car.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right. Well, thank you, Bell. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Of course, TZ Burton weighs in and says, "Did Vince turn into George Lopez with that mustache? Oh, boy." I got to tell you, no bueno. And then our buddy Eric K for $2 says he pooed on her head while another guy. Oh, I don't want to know any of these things.
Yeah.
I can't. I would love to read that, but and again, I don't like the salaciousness of it all. Do you realize the tap dancing I did when I reported this story? I was like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't know anybody that wants to talk about this. I really don't. Except that it's going to be news, and we have to talk about news whether we want to or not. I don't like to glorify any of this, and I don't like the idea that we don't have everything yet. But I tell you what, the legal documents that have been filed and everything else and the history here makes it really hard to feel bad for Vince at all and anybody that's associated with this kind of behavior. I think.
This is what we like to call in the WWE a heel program, where there is no good guy to root for. It's bad guy versus bad guy, which is why if you look at this story, like I said, this could go either way. In all honesty, this could be just a bunch of BS allegations to try to force Vince McMahon out of the company, or Vince McMahon really is just an absolute psychopath. Like it really could go either way. So.
Well, okay, so we're going to go from here, right? We know for a fact he was paying off 4 women hush money. So to answer this question from Cavatanio, Cavalry Minche, I did so much research before I actually did the story, and I did what I call the down and dirty story, where I sit in the chair and I talk about something with the information in front of me so I can show what's actually going on. Those videos, you're going to see a lot more of them, especially since I'm going full-time in March officially. So, but those kinds of videos give you the kind of information that you need to make an assessment of a story. It's just, we only have the one side of it. That's one of the places where I agree with Vince's lawyers and with his one statement that's out there now. But I will tell you that it doesn't make you less of a creep, bro. And it doesn't, you were paying them off. This is the problem. And this is something Jacob said right at the beginning of telling you about the story. He used corporate funds for this, which is so illegal. It's not even funny. I mean, in 3 or 4 different crimes there.
Yeah, that's when the SEC starts looking into some of your transactions. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know why you would even need to do that. I mean, the man's a billionaire a couple times over. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that he can shell out a few $1 million of his own money to, hush some of these women up if you wanted to.
Right. And while the stuff that we're talking about now is civil, if any of these allegations are investigated, and especially on the financial side of things, that's the crime.
Yeah. Well, here's where the blowback is right now, because like I said, clearly all of this is being done to bring down Vince McMahon, and you can argue maybe John Laurinaitis, but he was already removed last year to begin with.
For that same problem.
Exactly. The problem here is that if you get people outside of the pro wrestling bubble, outside of that WWE fan bubble, who are going to be like, well, who else knew about this? Because apparently Vince McMahon has been acting like this for the last 25, 30 years. Clearly other people had to have known. I mean, his son-in-law is pretty much running the company from the creative side right now. Are we to believe that he had absolutely no idea for the last 3 decades the type of man his father-in-law has been?
Or his daughter, or his son.
Or his son, or maybe Nick Khan. I mean, this is where the blowback is going to be. It's like if other people start getting implicated in this, it's going to be a whole snowball.
But at least we understand why Linda disappeared, like in everything all over the place.
Yeah.
Like we never saw her again, right? Because all this weird garbage had been going on in his life for a long time. And Keto's right. How are they going to work this into a Rock storyline or any storyline? Right? I mean, in Maestro Chi is right. I mean, we're talking about somebody else's, movements here and not Amber's. So there you go.
The most toxic thing about all this was that allegedly Vince was only paying off women. There were no men involved.
No.
How old-fashioned is that? It's a modern audience. Where's the modern audience?
Okay,
what his defense is going to be?
His defense is going to be she got paid for it. I mean, what happens between adults really isn't any of my business. And I really didn't want to know any of this. And I'm certainly not going to read the legal documentation behind this in full, because it sounds filthy. It's just not something I need to cloud this mind with. I got plenty of things to focus on, like
his lawyers.
Sordid is the word. Sordid.
Yeah, but whether TKO stock dumps tomorrow, that's what Nerd Brain wants to know.
His lawyer's defense should just come and say, well, look, he really had to go. The bathroom is real far away. You got to understand. Taco Bell was involved. Something along those lines. It's an infallible defense. The Taco Bell defense.
Infallible defense.
The question I want to know is that is he going to walk into the courtroom that day singing "No Chance"? That's what you got.
No chance. I hear you. All right. Well, let's get to this. Eric K sent one. I think he retracted, but it's fine. Culture, are you a method critic? I don't know what that means, but okay. No, look, my criticism is born out of like actual interest, and the fact that a lot of stories I end up covering that I really don't want to are because they really are something that is relevant. It's something in the culture that needs to be talked about. It doesn't mean I like them, freaking hate them. I mean, there's some stories I've had to cover that this Russ story cannot go away fast enough for me. I said that the second time I talked about it on a video. I'm like, this has to go away fast. And here we are, still talking about this stupid ignoramus
Can't
actor.
Stop. Won't stop.
Fuck you! That's my name!
That guy. Yeah. Try not to mention him, although I don't think there's no ladies on this panel, so we're safe. So I try to get ladies in here. They're like, no. No, I don't blame them. I mean, you guys are rough looking. Yeah. Rough looking. Yeah, and this is the other thing. Keto's right. If corporate knew about this, it's like,
well, it's hard to believe if it is real, and not, I mean, it's all alleged. It's hard to believe that people around him wouldn't know. It's almost like a personal assistant to a famous Hollywood producer not knowing what was going on. You know, it's hard to believe.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many people within WWE over the last 30 years. You can find clips of them saying themselves that they were so close to Vince McMahon, he was literally a father figure to them. And we're supposed to believe that they had absolutely no idea about any of these things, any of these allegations over the course of the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah,
it's like
the people closest to him that absolutely knew about this are probably just going to end up getting their very own Star Wars show on Disney Plus very much.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, for sure. You know? I mean, yeah, because Kathleen Kennedy's involved in this, right?
Naturally.
I'm gonna get murdered for that. But we got another $10 from Al Bats or AI Bats. I'm pretty sure it's Al. For $10 says Amber Heard and Vince dated. What?
It was a crappy time.
It was a crappy time. That's a great joke.
That's like a Gramcast level joke right there. I appreciate that one.
You guys, I can tell you guys hang out a lot, clearly. Look, I mean, a lot of people hang out with you now. 5,000 subscribers, bro. Congratulations again.
Do you think if Amber Heard and Vince McMahon had a tag team, they'd be called the Log Jammers?
Log Jammers.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Somebody in the chat just
Somebody
rolled out an Uncle Bob joke I'm going to get to in a second. But first, I have to acknowledge one of my long-term buddies, one of my earliest friends in YouTube, the Atlantean, for $2 is hail, Culture Casino. Hail to you, Atlantean, my friend. So great to see you. Wish I saw you more, brother.
This WWE thing, I never got it. I'm a fan of the old British professional wrestling. Guys like Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy and Fit Finlay, who did make the WWE.
Giant Haystacks?
Yeah, these were the boys in 1970s British professional wrestling.
I will tell you this. We live streamed the Royal Rumble last night, and I had a couple of guys who I would call them lapse fans, guys who haven't watched wrestling in a very, very long time. It was a very, very rough show to sit through. It was 4 hours long, and it only had 4 matches. The pacing of last night's show was absolutely abysmal.
Dude, okay, so you were saying that in our private chat, like in behind the scenes, you know, and I'm like hanging out back there, and I'm like going, that sounds terrible. You know, I was the guy that had everybody over, right? Everybody would crash into my big great room area in the house, the old house. They would all crash in there. I'd have all the TVs on in there. They would all be in the pay-per-view. People would just come and enjoy that moment, right? I invited all my work people, everybody. Just come on over, watch this. You know, you're going to love it. And then wrestling got slower and less interesting with bad story. And, you know, and from then it's been pretty uneven for me, which is probably why I'm no longer a consistent fan. But I couldn't imagine 4 matches in 4 hours. That's pulling teeth, bro.
So they started off with the Women's Royal Rumble, and this is one of Stephanie McMahon's initiatives to really push women's wrestling just as push as the men. So it was basically DEI before DEI. And literally the Women's Royal Rumble started off the show. It took the first, I'm not even making this up, the first hour and 20 minutes of the show was the Women's Rumble. And let's just say there's only about 3 women who probably would have a job if it wasn't for diversity and inclusion.
Yeah, I think that the women's wrestling can be very interesting in the right situation. One of my favorite Netflix shows before they decided to do weird stuff was that Glow show that honored the Glow wrestling girls, like the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Because I watched that as a kid. I love that. They're early in the morning on a weekend. It was fantastic. Anyway, we gotta get some of these other chats because people are making some fire points. Like Archie Mitchell says, "Is that why Bob Iger needs 2 showers a day?" Yes. I don't actually. I think Aunt Willow probably is a very clean lady, but they don't.
Here's my question: like, do you burn the sheets after you're done? Because I mean, you can't just throw those in the washing machine and pretend like nothing ever happened, right?
No,
you have to dispose of those. That's a hazmat like disaster after a while, right?
It sounds like
keep them soiled and sell them on eBay.
Look, all I know is it sounds like the entire relationship between Depp and Heard was a hazard site.
Crapshoot.
Yeah. Oh boy, Jaffo's here. What's up? That's the artist right there that makes great stuff. Great stuff for great gear over on beachpunk.us. So yeah, Death Angel Style. My dad would watch Glow. Well, thanks for putting me in the same category as your dad. I don't feel old at all.
What was the name of the actress from Glow? It was Allison.
Allison Brie.
Yes, there's a few really good scenes of her on that show, if I recall correctly.
She is, first of all, she's a very gifted, underrated actress. And yes, there were some scenes that you're referring to from a male perspective. So there you go.
Culture. I got some breaking news.
Oh, good. What is
it? Well, sorry. I mean, I'm kind of excited about it. So, I made an Oscar snubs video where I was pretty upset about Sean Patrick Flannery not getting any recognition for his role in Nefarious. Well, Sean Patrick Flannery just retweeted my video.
Oh, yay!
Yeah,
nice,
cool,
that's awesome. Congratulations!
Thank you.
By the way, you make some great stuff, man. Lately, you've just been crushing it. I mean, not like Graham, but I mean, you're doing
well. Yeah. I'm still just a puppet, you know. A lot of people don't take me seriously. That's tough sometimes, you know. But slowly but surely, I'm creeping up the.
There's a lot of fur phobia.
I think that's what it is, man. You need to get to find your way into being part of that DEI stuff, because apparently that works out for people.
Well, he is blue. Yeah. I mean, he's blue.
Anyway, all right. Well, what else we got? Glow from all the shampoo used to clean themselves. Wow. Okay. Very good. JFJ says, I tried to watch Royal Rumble, but gave up after 10 minutes. The first Rumble should have been shouldn't been on TV. I agree with you.
Yeah. It was bad.
It happens too often. There's the lovely Peter Venkman fan site. Great to see you. Soul Assassin, also known as the Chatham, hanging out with us. Never underestimate the puppet. I do not. And Puppets League, Anti-Puppets League. Oh, yeah. We need that.
Look, I think that the moral of this story is that if your bed sheets look like the 1984 San Diego Padres uniform, you're probably a sick freak. So,
yeah, there you go. All right, well, we got On Your Future hanging out with a Spidey 2099. Says Tim Talk. Tim has a great channel. It's a great dude. Makes all kinds of things. Looks an awful lot like Kylo Ren. If they need a replacement for Kylo Ren, Tim can do it, I think. Right, Tim? I thought so.
All right, he could do it better.
Yeah, he can do it and doing it well. He's
going to do it right.
If you want to do it right.
No, baby, with me.
Something very, very wrong with us. All right, let's get to it. We got more stuff to cover. We're going to start with, you know what? We haven't talked enough dismal Disney on Sundays. I feel like we need that. I feel like we need it. I feel like we need it. So let's get to it. This is a really interesting story. I was going to do a video on by my own self, but I think I'm going to share it with you gentlemen because I trust and respect almost all of you. So there you go.
Almost all of you, but not
all. Good save. Yes, get out.
I'm not going to say which one, but anyway, let's get to it.
One of you.
One of us. All right, let's do this. We've got this story. Nelson Peltz and the Tree and blast Bob Iger and the Walt Disney Company's board after Netflix's annual report shows impressive performance. Well, yeah. They're a streaming service that makes money. That's right.
Money.
Yeah, this was published on Saturday. Friday. I think it was late Friday. But it's true. After what Netflix put up on the board, you can understand why investors might be a little upset with Disney. And
I don't know what happened.
Well, their lack of goodness. Wait, I put the puppet on top. There we go. All right. So, yeah, Nelson Peltz just went after him. So here's the story. It says Tree and Fun Management and Nelson Peltz are waging a proxy battle for 2 seats on the Disney board. We all know that. Bolster their argument by comparing the company to Netflix after the streamer had its fourth quarter earnings report. Yes. Financial analysts, our buddy Valiant, initially pointed out the disparity between Walt Disney and Netflix by first noting just how different the two companies are. Except that they're kind of not. You would think that Disney would have even more return because of all their various sources of revenue, because you have theme parks, live sports, ESPN, linear broadcasts. But they've got movies and they got TV and they got cruise ships, hotels, resorts, timeshares. They got it all. Netflix is just a streamer, which is true. But he compared Netflix's yearly earnings to the Disney company, and for the entire fiscal year of 2023, the 12 months ended December 21st, $6.9 billion in operating income from $33.7 billion in total revenues. That's 20%. Actually, 20%, according to Netflix. So moving to Disney, he said Disney had $88 billion in revenue. $88 billion. Okay. For the total fiscal year, they had 8.9 in operating income, and they made $2 billion more in operating income than Netflix on that enormous sum. It took them 55 to 56 billion more in total revenues to reach $2 billion more than Netflix. Do you know that is just insanity for financial geeks? You're like going, how? Because Disney does not turn a profit, and the profit that they generate, over 30% of that profit is guaranteed to come out of the parks, which they are ignoring. So
what you're saying is that everything is fine. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Well, at least it's nothing new for Disney at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And these are the operating margins. If you put them in context, just doing it in a bar graph like they did over on the Restore the Magic website, that is pretty much the place that you want to focus on if you are trying to express to people just how bad it is at Disney. See this bar graph? Netflix last year, 21%. Netflix current goal, 24%. Disney's current path, no tangible targets beyond break even, 0%.
That's wild. It's pretty interesting because you would think that Disney, who's now just celebrated their 100-year anniversary, would be able to put together a streaming service that is somewhat comparable to. How long has Netflix been actually making their own content and buying things out and having?
Original's probably been around for almost a decade, but as far as really leaning into it, I'd say 9 years, 8 years, maybe 8 years probably. Yeah, I mean, the guy that they really pushed forward into original film, he just left the company in pursuit of greater things, but they're still on the same trajectory. So yeah.
And so Disney has theme parks, cruise ships. How many theme parks, like globally, right? And they are still. It seems that they're just getting clowned on by what Netflix is doing. If there's anything that would show people who are prospective investors or current large shareholders of Disney just how bad things have gotten, this is it. And Valiant Renegade takes something that most people would not enjoy discussing and hearing about. It's not the sexiest thing in the world to talk about financials, but he finds a way to make it where it truly is interesting and fun to watch. Watching some of his Disney earnings call streams are like, I look forward to those. I'm like, I can't wait to check this out. And it's like, man, they talk about how bad it is, but then put it in comparison with another company. That's when you really realize it, huh?
Yeah, and not only that, but like I said, with Netflix, they just made the announcement not too long ago that essentially they're going to be raising prices again, especially after they just made the WWE announcement deal too. So when you look at the media in general right now, like everything's a house of cards. Everyone's just trying to find the best way to polish up their turd before the reality hits them, and then everything comes crashing down. And it feels like this is probably going to be the year where a lot of these big giant media corporations are going to have a major fallout.
Yeah, and look, Al, I understand. You know, it's hard to believe that Netflix flew 13 million in one quarter, but it probably really isn't, because they kind of have gone back to being an everything site, because almost everybody else is selling their content to Netflix again.
Yeah, you know, not also losing money.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that they're leaning into live sports. This WWE deal, which we didn't even talk about as part of this WWE thing. That deal with Netflix is enormous. You're talking a guaranteed revenue for 5 years with a potential of 10. $5 billion over 10 years ain't
$500 million a year
ain't bad.
For this is the thing but as a wrestling fan, that just boggles my mind too about why they would do this, is that WWE just essentially lost 2 TV deals in 1 year. They lost the Fox deal because Fox told them that based on your numbers, we're not going to renew you guys for $200 million a year for SmackDown. And then NBC said, okay, we'll take SmackDown, but we're not keeping Raw and NXT. So those 2 shows are out the window. And when you look at the numbers that Raw was averaging, I think they're only averaging like 1.6 million weekly viewers on the network at the moment. So somehow, based on that, Netflix says, okay, sure, we'll give you $250 million, $500 million a year just to bring your stuff over here. It's like the numbers don't make any sense, but people keep giving millions to billions of dollars. Then you wonder why everyone's losing money. It's because what's justifying these deals to begin with?
Well, I'm going to tell you that the best side of that deal is for WWE, but Netflix gets to distribute this globally. All of the stuff, not just it's only Raw in the US, but globally it's everything. Like the catalog, that is all on Netflix. Nobody's ever had that, and they can do all of that live, which is a big deal. And the fact that they're doing that and everybody else is getting into live, especially on the tech side, there's a lot of opportunity drying up for services like Disney, who you would think would have been first and foremost, ahead of this with the fact that they control ESPN. I have never seen such lack of foresight in a leadership position than I've seen out of the Disney company in the last 9 years.
Well, keep in mind, like another reason why Disney was definitely not going to pick up WWE is that they're still have a deal active with the UFC, which I believe they're paying the UFC like $300 to $350 a year for that deal with ESPN Plus, and that deal is going to get renewed here soon. They got to start negotiating that one here in the next few months as well. So that's another possible loss, or Disney's going to have to find some money somewhere to keep the UFC, or they can be gone too.
I want to give you a comparison because I just made a pretty strong statement that Disney didn't have any foresight for 9 years. They aren't looking for the pitfalls ahead. Do you know who does a company that does that? Well, we were just talking about them. It's Netflix. Look, this isn't hard to figure out. Generative AI is going to be a competitive risk factor to Netflix because they recognize that people like you and me, and all these knuckleheads up here can go out and with generative AI start making films. We can literally prompt our way into a cinematic release. And it's going to compete. That kind of entertainment, it's going to compete. And if YouTube doesn't let you put it up there, well, Rumble may, or somebody else, so you could monetize generative AI at some point. This is something that a forward-thinking company thinks about, and then you have Disney. Anyway, I just thought that would be an interesting conversation to bring up because you can always tell. And, Sean brings into the conversation, and let me get to his comment here. Cricket. Yeah, Disney, knowing full well that India is bonkers for cricket, let all the cricket rights go. And then they were like, well, we can salvage some of this by getting in bed with Z Media. How did that work out? Not great. And they were going to be able to sell for $10 billion their assets in India, or at least most of it. And that would have helped them out of a financial bind that they never wanted to be in because they didn't really want to be in India in this big of a way. They just happened to acquire all that stuff with Fox, and this was an opportunity to dump it. Well, that deal probably isn't worth $10 billion anymore, which means they have to go back to the negotiation table, would be my guess. We'll see.
At some point here, we have to accept the fact that these media corporations are absolutely fundamentally stupid. I think I might have brought this up here maybe a week or two ago, but remember like a little network called Tech TV? It was kind of the network that predated G4 back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember Tech TV.
Do you know that Comcast, NBC Universal now, but Comcast paid $300 million to acquire Tech TV back in 2004 and then buried it less than 8 months after they acquired it. And it's like these are the decisions that we're making on all these multi-billion-dollar corporations. It's like, first of all, why would you spend that much money on Tech TV of all things that was only available in 40 million homes? And then you spend that much money and then you just kill it 8 months later? It's like, well, what was fundamentally the point of any of that?
Well, it's easy to spend that money and lose that money when it's not your money, right? But isn't Culture talking about a lack of foresight on Disney's part?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know where they stand with the required purchase of the remainder of Hulu? Because I think when they made that deal years and years back, they did not anticipate the fact that they would be run so poorly. At this point, they don't have nearly enough cash to actually buy that out, and that their stock would be so low that if they're going to try to pay by forking over a bunch of stock, they're going to be giving away a hell of a lot more of their company ownership than they anticipated, right?
Well, I think that we are nowhere close to a resolution. The two independent auditor companies, which aren't, I mean, they just hired a president from one of the auditors that's trying to figure out the valuation of Hulu. That is just not yet to be resolved, and it's not going to be settled in Disney's favor. There is no way that that Hulu isn't worth far more, even though they artificially sabotaged it. It's worth far more than that $27 billion overall, right? So I would say that Disney's going to have to write another check, and I'm going to say it's for at least another $4 billion if they're lucky, maybe more. Some people like Valiant would suggest higher, but right now there's proof in the pudding that streaming is not profitable and that the valuations are overblown on all of these interests. In fact, there has been more money spent at Disney than the value of Disney Plus would be overall.
I'm waiting for him to finally start selling off some of these franchises, starting with the Muppets. That needs to be number one on their list. But that's when I know things are really getting bad, when they start selling them off. Yep.
When the reality of just how screwed these media corporations actually are finally sets in, like it's going to be like watching a building implode. Like there's going to be one after another. It's not going to be good.
Yeah, that's where the sell-off thing might not work, Jolly, because maybe no one's got the money, the cash to buy these franchises.
Well, nobody wants it. I mean, honestly, if somebody said, "Hey, here's a free streaming service," I would take a pause. I'm like, I'm not going to run this because first of all, I'm going to get eaten up and churned. Okay, so customers cost money to acquire. This is a conversation nobody ever has, but the cost of acquiring a customer is expensive. The churn to retain to fight churn, you have to fight to retain that customer. You're constantly in a battle to retain customers or replace them. Replacing the customer is expensive. The cost of replacement is ridiculous in the form of advertising and any other form that they go about. The fact that they have to offer special deals, discounts. Disney offered a year trial at $3, $2.99. Are you kidding me?
And once you've lost an existing customer, it's extremely difficult to get them to come back. Any service. Well,
I mean, I would argue that the only service I know as far as streaming goes, they're 70s, because your insight's right on the money, by the way, because that's how all subscriber services have always worked. But with Netflix, it's a little bit easier and a little bit less expensive to get them back, because a lot of the Netflix customers became they're cyclical. They were like, "Oh, my favorite show's coming back. I need to sign up for 3 months." You know.
And it's relatively easy to do it if you've already had it. But I think not even just streaming businesses, but any business that loses a customer, any type of it, it's very hard to win that person back. You might win a new customer maybe, but not that existing, because they left for a reason.
I had worked for a company that was subscription-based, managing audience engagement and customer service for some time. And we had found that it is incredibly less expensive to gain and win a new customer than to actually, I guess, unchurn a lost customer. Yeah. So we had to actually look at how can we possibly mitigate churn as much as we possibly can with any of these paid subscribers. So we had to actually launch a program, because it's so prohibitively expensive to win someone back. we had to do a saves program. And we said, well, let's start actually tracking as a metric that we're going to report to the rest of the company from a customer service standpoint. How are we saving potential churn? How are we mitigating that? Because it's so expensive. And if you're working for a company that's in the millions of subscribers, I would imagine the people that are actually looking at that from a financial standpoint, when they see, oh man, we just lost 500,000 subscribers, they're losing their mind. They're losing their hair.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is going on? It's crazy.
I like you said, so like seriously, if somebody said, hey, do you want Paramount Plus? I'd be like, I need to look at some numbers. Because there's no upside on these streaming services. I have yet to find one. The fast services are, and I've been saying this since they came around, and I've been talking about Diginets, and I've been talking about fast services, free advertised supported streaming, right? I've been talking about those forever because that's like the only way to go. Go out and get freaking the Beverly Hillbillies and make a freaking fast channel for it, and just stream that 24/7. Because you're going to have some lunatic homesick from work for a week because you got, whatever the latest version of the flu is, and he's gonna be out there and he's gonna watch that channel and he's gonna earn you a ton of revenue in commercials, right? Even if ad rates are down, a fast channel is far more profitable. I actually originally thought I would take my channel and post it as a fast channel on Roku, because you can actually do that. If you can actually serve your own material via Roku on your own channel there. So like I said, it's just, you have these conversations with people that actually understand it, which is, again, why I love hanging out with the people I get to hang out with, is we can talk about this stuff and people don't get it. I mean, one of the best saves program ever was what DirecTV was doing for about 2.5 years. And then they stopped doing it, but they had retention rates you wouldn't believe. Like the save rates were ridiculously high. But again, ever since we've had dial-up internet, we've had a churn problem, because that kind of subscription, it is what it is. But we got a couple supers and member chats I want to get to because they just popped in, and all these people. I really appreciate everybody. And for those of you contributing to the stream and, keeping the lights on and, making it so I can go full time, I thank you. We got Fat Steven JFG coming in saying, Culture, please tell me your shirt isn't tucked in. I don't know. I'm not going to look.
Tucking your shirt into your underwear, huh?
No, actually, I'm wearing pajama pants tonight. So there you go. Thank you for the Canadian 2, Stephen. And he follows up with another Canadian 2 saying, I like looking at the number of super chats missed. I know better than not missing super chats. I like it. Fat Steven says, for one more Canadian $2, says, I'm not saying this. Your non-functional appendages look like milk duds. And you did what with a dog, Steven?
Okay.
That's terrible.
If you've ever seen the movie Kung Pao Enter the Fist, you'll know where Fat Steven is coming from. That's one of the few parts of that movie that I remember uncontrollably laughing at in the movie theater.
Well, I just hope John Wick doesn't find out.
Right. Yeah, if John Wick finds out, you're done. Oh, by the way, John Wick 5, Ian McShane's waiting. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's take a look at the one thing I did miss from our good friend Kitty Bear, who's been a member for 18 months. He says the shit list. And that's right. By the way, everybody who came over from that stream, thank you for being here. I appreciate the mead raid, and I appreciate each and every one of you, as do all these gentlemen here on the show live. I appreciate it. I really, really do. And I do say the occasional bad word on my channel. It's just usually inspired by others.
It's usually when we make you angry enough to swear, you know that the panel's done a successful job.
It doesn't happen often. We got Apex Comics out there. We got so many folks. That's a lot of nuts. That's right.
That's a lot of nuts. Once again, another Kung Pao Enter the Fist reference.
I saw that movie, but I forgot the reference. Well, there you go. Comics is so short, he tucks his shirt into his socks. Yes, he does. Vidiot Savant on fire. Well done. I have on gray sweatpants. Well, I have on like these, what do you call them? They're flannel. Mm-hmm. So they have like the, normal, typical flannel.
I don't have any pants on.
Okay.
Well, real quick, because I know you got a couple people in waiting right here, and I actually got to hop out. So let's do a quick little tag and a rolly-roo and roll in and roll out real quick.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, then you say words, and I will bring them in.
Hey guys, Society Reviews here. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Rumble. You can find me on X. Gonna give it to you. You can find me on societyreviews.com and check out all the stuff that I have up there as well. Monday nights we do the Bible Lens. Tuesday night we do the Bar Room. This Tuesday night, Lofty Pixels is going to be on the Bar Room podcast talking about a whole bunch of things going on in the world. Friday we're going to be reviewing Argyle. Maybe we'll have some bearded gentleman joining us on Friday night to talk about that film to figure out if it sucks or not. And then that's about it. Everything I have going on right now, go check out some of our past streams. We do movie nights. I got a baseball-related show coming up in March, too. So that'll be something else to look forward to. So I got a whole bunch of things we got coming up here soon. So check it out.
Check it out. All right. Thanks, Jacob, for being with us tonight. I hope you're doing well, and we will see you next week.
Night, guys.
Take it easy, my friend. Moving on, we've got two new panelists. We got CC Karaoke, and of course, the very lovely and amazing Sagacious Six. How are you, Six?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Well, anyway, there. We put the lady up top in the middle. Lady on top. That's right.
You dirty dog.
Lazy mofo.
Hey, indeed. It's great to see you both. Thanks for joining us. How was Tom's show?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, considering it came together about an hour before it happened.
Yeah, I was watching in the background going, uh-oh. Yeah. So here comes the slides. Speaking of here come the slides, we got Fat Steven dumping another $2 Canadian in here. Some maple syrup bucks. Saying he didn't see the movie. Lies and more lies. Well, there you go. Yeah. But so you guys were you talking about that French actor guy? Is that what the show was today?
No, we were talking about Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh, well, there you go.
It was a last minute change.
Oh, no.
Cartoon nostalgia.
George had to cancel.
Oh no! Why?
I don't know.
Huh. You know, George is supposed to be my guest on a Friday post-flight stream. I hope he can make it. I hope he's feeling okay. We got more people coming. I love that show. But Six, did you have anything you wanted to talk about? We talked about some wild things tonight.
Let's talk about your high roller stream.
That was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
Yeah. We'll be doing that again in about a month or so.
I thought that was nice how you gave like a 10-minute warning.
I think it was longer than 10 minutes, but I understand that the kidney punch and your desire to do so.
It was my mistake that on my weekend off, I didn't sit around on a Saturday waiting for a link to show up. So that was my bad. So I'm sorry I missed it.
It's my favorite Saturday. It's like what I do every Saturday. I just kind of sit and stare at the wall.
Sit around and wait for a message from Culture.
You know, if you just pay attention to the community tab, I mean...
I checked it. You said that the night before. You said that Friday night.
And I actually thought I'd set it up so it would go out, and then it didn't go out. It was very bad. Yeah. I try to pre-plan an awful lot, and sometimes I'm human, so I apologize.
I know. I won't give you a hard time after this, but I did have to. I did have to drop a little poopy in your hair.
So for all the lovely ladies that are in the chat,
did nobody pick up on what I said? Poopy in your hair.
I did.
Six McMahon reference.
Yeah. So for all the lovely ladies that are looking forward to this, and Jeff L. Pearson, when is the pigtail stream there? 6? Because you were like the cruise director on that boat.
Okay, so confession time.
Uh-oh.
I may or may not have been stalling on that a little bit because I want your hair to grow longer.
Okay, that's fair. That's right. We're gonna be at 20K. I mean, soon.
I think about it every day. I really do. Yeah.
I bet you do.
It's coming.
All right.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And Toxic Man Flu's still waiting on that Tight 90. That's right. Is that a workout program I said I was going to do?
Tight 90.
Tight 90.
Oh, you're going to put on a pair of what was it? Bicycle shorts at 90K.
I am?
Tight, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be on camera with those on.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
I don't agree to any of this. How am I not in charge of my own destiny?
If 6 has you clipped, there's no getting out of it.
I'm going to tell you right now, there is no clipping of that. Wow, that sounded bad. Anyway.
Let the boy watch.
No boy. All I know is Cavatanio, Cavarum, and Che says Six is not playing Pal World. Do you play Pal World?
I don't. I've heard of it, but I couldn't pick it out of a lineup.
All right.
Isn't it a big ripoff?
Pokemon with guns, right?
Yeah.
That's what
CC's the gamer.
Yeah. Well, I haven't played it. That's just the impression I've got too, is that it's edgier Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, people are enjoying it.
They really are. And no, Awesome One. This is definitely not happening. No. Too many specialized electronics here. No. What's Ranger panties? I don't know what that is.
Ranger panties.
Would that be the bicycle shorts?
The
Hey,
different
J.S.
colors
Pena's
of
here.
Power Rangers.
Elizabeth Young, greetings, dear. Uh-oh.
What?
What's happening?
Oh,
What's going on
my
behind you?
gosh,
shit,
Brian.
You put that there. Shit.
What's
Oh,
going
no.
on
Brian
behind
figured
you?
out how
What
to
do I do?
this.
Oh shit! What do I do?
We're all doomed.
Oh, no.
I shouldn't be eating cottage cheese this late at night.
This was Six's doing. I don't know how, but it was.
That's
I love
wow.
that video. I think it's hot.
That's why I'm playing it, because you're here now. I waited till you were here.
Yeah.
So I'm getting in the way though.
There you are. Tactical G-string. I don't know what that is either. Oh, it's an army reference. Okay, why wasn't it in the army? Our Chantum's like, run.
Culture was in the Navy. You can get yourself a disease in the Navy. I don't know the next line. CC knows it.
Your fans in the chat just got you a downvote and me barring this channel from my feed. One person doesn't count, but they still did it. What happened, Angry Canadian?
Angry Canadian's been having a go at people all through.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Chat, yeah. Don't know. Something was going on.
I'm sorry.
If I was living up in the colds of Nova Scotia, I would probably be angry too.
Yeah, but okay. So somebody tell me about Newfie.
The dog breed?
Because the Newfies in Newfoundland are supposed to be like crazy humans. I don't know, Cece. No. Yeah. So, Cece, tell me about Newfoundlanders. Newfoundlanders?
You mean the dog?
No, the people.
They're big and they're slobbery. And
the people?
They kind of have an odor, a musk to them.
I said what I said.
I said what I said.
They live on a half-hour time. It's like the time change isn't a full hour; they're half hour.
That's crazy.
Brett, Newfies are crazy. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Mary doing Newfie. Good, hardworking people. They work pretty and party hard. Well, there you go. To be honest with you, the coolest thing in the world is the Canadians in Florida. It is so fun.
All 3 million of them. Yeah.
It's insane. Every year you go down there and it's like it's fantastic. And then I start going super Canadian. it's anyway. Yeah, that time of year when the snowbirds show up, it's so great. I love Canadians. You guys are fun.
Does the state of Florida get really polite for like a 3-month span once a year?
Hey, whenever I'm there at the right time of year, yes.
Do you know how to
and the English folks try to escape the dreary.
So, do you know how to get 100 Canadians out of a swimming pool?
Hoser.
Say, could you please leave the swimming pool?
Wow. Bunch of beta bitches.
Oh, yes. Al Batts said the right thing. Our Quebecers. They're so great. I love it down there. It's bonkers. Yeah, they love Polk County. Indeed.
You know, I used to work with someone from what he would call Quebec. I think we would consider him a classic Quebecois. And I had worked with this guy for years and years, and he would always talk to me, and he had this accent. And he'd say, let me tell you about my wife, Jeannette. Jeannette, she's so lovely, Jeannette. And I finally met her after years, and I just said, hey, it's so nice to finally meet you. You must be Jeannette. And she says, God damn it, Vincent. My name is Janet. I'm from Reseda. And for the last 5 years, he was always speaking about this lady, and I'm like, oh, she must be so nice. It's the lovely Janet. And I'm like, no, it's Janet. It's unbelievable.
That's so great. Oh, I love it. Like I said, Canadians are fantastic. I love them all, especially this guy here. He's actually a Canadian. CC Karaoke. Not only that, he can sing, and he makes karaoke on his channel. He's great. And then I have this weird guy. See this guy right here? He's a Scottish Canadian Texan.
Keep that up. You might get some more of that video.
No, but seriously, you're the weirdest thing on the planet. You're a Scottish Canadian Texan.
Yep. I'm a
bonkers
hybrid. I'm a hybrid model.
And he always has this mischievous smile on his
completely
face.
gas powered as well. Yes. Well, nothing. Why be angry? Smile. That's what I say.
Well, why must I be you? Speaking of why must I be you, we've got the great man himself. He is adding to the. Whoa, we lost something. It's gone. We have the great man himself, and I'm bringing him in. His name is Mr. Tom Connors, and he just recovered from his show.
Look who it is, somebody who doesn't have time for my show.
I was in the chat today.
When?
No, you weren't.
Yaha.
Where?
Whose chat?
Okay, I'm going to read the chat I sent. Hang on.
How do you do that?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I think we all missed it.
All right, this is it. And I said, because Tom threatened violence, and I said, why am I being subjected to violence again? And then,
okay.
I thought you were talking about the YouTube chat.
CC Karaoke laughed at that. Laughed.
Well, I was just curious if you were
because you
paying
deserve
attention, and I guess you were reading it the whole time because you popped in and said something.
I did.
Yeah, I also have proof that Culture was there. I have his chat right here. Hold on, let me read. All you motherfuckers are gonna pay. You are the ones who
are the ball lickers. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Why do I think that wasn't me? I don't think that was me. Hey, Drew
Culture,
Ladders
what if we promised to do a tight 90?
Oh, we're getting close. We got 9 minutes to be on a tight 90.
No, on Mead.
I don't know. What's a tight 90?
It's where we do a 90-minute show and we start on time.
The 90-minute in and out.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, of course.
That's when you've only paid for that much at the massage parlor.
And then we all hold hands and come over here.
Oh, wait. Oh, this is a good question from the chat. Culture, what's your top 5 Saturday morning cartoons? Ooh,
we would know if you showed up to the fucking show.
G.I. Joe. Transformers.
Now do you know how many people said G.I. Joe tonight? You needed to be there.
Scooby-Doo.
That was my pick.
The Flintstones. And
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I don't remember G.I. Joe being on during Saturday mornings.
What else was good?
Hong Kong Phooey.
Planet of the
Saturday
Apes?
morning?
No.
Was
Hang
Planet
on.
of the Apes on Saturday morning?
No.
Yes.
It was Johnny Quest. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you had to be there to bring all that boomer shit to the table.
No Looney Tunes?
Yeah, really.
No Super Friends?
Well, Super Friends would have worked too, but
Smurfs?
What's weird is I used to get Super Friends in the afternoon during the weekdays. So
that's weird.
Yeah, we were having that conversation all night. It's like depending on where you live and what year you were watching what show.
G.I. Joe was in syndication, not on Saturday mornings.
Really? Why do I remember it on Saturdays?
I don't know.
It's a Mandela effect.
I don't have a mandolin.
Punk Waddle's coming in with that really sick Less Than Jake reference in the chat. I'm loving that. That's fabulous.
Speaking of Punk Waddle, I haven't heard from Jolly in a minute. Jolly!
Yeah, he said he'd be right back. His dogs were barking at something, so now he's probably like tied up.
Oh, Venture Brothers. Yeah, but that wasn't on Saturday mornings. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. That was a great way to end the week. Watching that show at night. Ooh. Space Ghost.
The original Space Ghost was a Saturday morning cartoon, though.
I don't remember that.
So did we finish intros? Are we going to do a topic now?
Nobody did an intro for me.
We did 4.
Yes, he did. He said, Tom.
I did.
And there you were.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh.
Yeah, Johnny Quest was reruns. Yeah. I'm old, but I used to love that stuff.
I don't even remember it, so I must be Older.
I can't wait for the reboot, Johnny Queer.
DuckTales. Woo. I don't think you need a reboot for that. I think that's every day. Just walk around in anywhere in California or New York or anywhere. Almost.
Yeah, just see all of the 49ers fans that show up to the Super Bowl.
Dragon's Lair. There you go.
Who's everybody rooting for?
I'm rooting for Tay-Tay to hand over the Super Bowl trophy.
I hope they all lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can everybody lose?
Can everyone lose?
Johnny, are you queer, boy?
Oh, Voltron was great too. Good. D&D was good.
I hope you picked some Canadian ones.
Oh, Thundercats. Ho!
I got reboot in there.
You got rebooted. Okay. Yeah. That's the only one I could think of because I wasn't living in Canada in those days.
Brian, you should have been there.
I didn't know until the last 5 minutes.
I even sent you a private message. Message.
I flat out said y'all are a bunch of weirdos because I don't watch cartoons. You're a bunch.
I wasn't looking at a computer all afternoon.
You guys,
don't you have a phone?
I liked Super Marionation.
Personal things to do.
Did you guys watch Thunderbirds and stuff like that? Did you guys watch that?
Fooey. Thunderbirds, I would have put, but then Saturday morning wasn't a thing. Most cartoons in the UK were on after school, but before the news in the evening. So
the nudes.
So like 4 o'clock to 5:30.
You lived in a very progressive country then. If they had,
there were nudes on some of them, so it would be things like,
Speed Racer.
How about the Magic Roundabout? That was one of my favorites.
I got to watch General Hospital in the afternoon with my mom.
Rhubarb was good.
Out of the planet.
Mr. Ben. That was another good one.
Captain Planet. That was one for me.
Robotech. Yeah, that was dismal.
He's our hero. He's going to bring pollution down to zero.
Doubtful.
The Mr. Man.
Rocky and Bull. Oh, very good. Archie Mitchell. Mighty Orbots.
Now that I've derailed the podcast.
That's fantastic. Oh,
I didn't even do anything.
We're going to wind up too. Yeah, the late 80s is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the first film. Thank you, Jay. I agree. Very good. Woody Woodpecker.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yep. I loved it.
There's Jolly.
Yogi Bear. Yogi Berra.
Oh, hey, Six.
Oh, by gosh, by golly.
That's easy.
The Wacky Races.
Gargoyles.
That was a good one. Wacky Races.
Gargoyles was clutch. That was prime time. I think it was Disney, right?
Yeah, and it is still, and they're remaking it. Tom, where are we at with the Gargoyles remake in live action?
I don't know.
Oh, thanks for keeping track of it.
I mean, I hope it's good.
Thundar, the Barbarian. Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out all of the personal preferences of the different gargoyles because we know that they're going to be telling us those.
Pepe.
They're going to be they thems.
Well, they are gargoyles. So.
Sequest. Oh wait, what was the cool Japanese animation where they what was it? Wasn't Thunderbirds? It was like they were flying jets all the time. What the heck was that called?
Thundercats.
No.
Robotech.
No, you guys suck. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Elizabeth Young's like, definitely not looking forward to a live action remake.
Gargoyles
that's right. Mork and Mindy and Laverne and Shirley cartoons. Now that's back in the day.
Oh my God, that's back in the day.
Wow.
I don't even see anything about Gargoyles.
One of those days, things just aren't going your way. Your woman don't have no supper done.
What the fuck?
When you get home, you need some meat on a bun. And you always need some mayonnaise.
Hell yeah.
No bull, that's right. We got Brahma Bull mayonnaise.
Wow.
Made with real bull's milk.
I have to tell you, it's nice to get a sandwich. Sandwiches are good. Macross, lots of people.
Sorry,
Speedy
I hit a
Gonzalez.
button.
Oh, it's great.
I
It
guess.
worked out
I'm
just
like, is
fine.
Brahma Bull here? What is the context?
No, I don't know. I just hit a button.
I also
It was Fat Albert.
Anybody mention?
Didn't Fat Albert wear a red shirt? So he must also be a C word. I'm afraid to talk on Culture's channel because of that
Thank
list.
you.
Bill Cosby was on that, by the way.
G-Force.
Garfield and Friends is probably my favorite out of everything. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, so
Friends are there.
I just want to I want to mention this one time because we're going to wrap the show here pretty quick. But I want to say I'm going to see
Are we
I'm
though?
going to see
The Mona Lisa?
Why did they throw pumpkin
Lisa.
soup? Like, I
Because they're
wouldn't even
assholes.
know. I bet I would have to go to like an organic grocery store
At least they
in
didn't
order to
waste
find a
good
can
soup.
of pumpkin soup.
Yeah, they didn't waste good soup. So.
And what's the difference between pumpkin soup and pumpkin put in a blender or baby
temperature,
diarrhea?
the
What's the
temperature.
difference?
Whoa, I didn't
Yeah,
see the
for
last
water.
one. That's not the I unsubscribed from the last reference. Josie and the Pussycats.
Put a chicken in, make her gay.
I love that. Josie and the
Why
Pussycats.
don't they throw poop at it if they want to?
Grape Ape was fantastic. You guys are crushing it in the chat.
I remember Grape Ape.
I used to smoke Grape Ape
Does
all the
anybody
time.
remember Bigfoot and Wild Boy? It was a
Nice.
live action show.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Bigfoot
still-
and Wild Boy?
Bigfoot and Wild Boy.
Did nobody else
Saturday
watch
morning.
the wacky
Ooh,
races but me?
Pee-wee was fun too.
The wacky what?
No,
The
that
wacky
came up
races?
tonight.
The wacky
No, that
races.
came up tonight.
I was going to say.
What did?
Nobody ever
Wacky
mentions it.
races.
Oh, Wacky
I'm
Races?
hearing a lot of cartoons
Yeah.
that weren't
Dick Dastardly.
Saturdays though.
Oh, the
That-
shark, yeah.
That's what I said
That was
too.
Tom
Yeah.
all
Jabba,
night
jabba,
long.
jabba, jabba, jabba,
Or
jabba,
else I'd say
jabba,
Ninja Turtles,
draw.
but
That
they were
sounds
during the
racist.
week.
Culture.
Yeah.
They was the
Okay.
Saturday morning version though too though.
They got-
Later on, I think,
Hey,
right? Not the
all
first.
I
There's a
know-
couple, yeah, but it doesn't
Cyber
matter. It
Spunk.
eventually went to Saturday. CBS had it.
Right.
That's when they switched over to the Red Sky.
Speed Buggy
Ah.
was brilliant too. I loved that show. Oh man, yeah, you had Jabberjaw and
What about
Speed
Rubik's
Buggy.
Cube? Nobody picked that one. Damn it!
What about Gem and the Holograms? Come
When's
on.
that movie coming out? Rubik's Cube, the movie.
I don't know. Probably like since
Will
we
it
already
have
did,
Ruby in it?
since we already had Tetris, why not Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
Do you guys
Magic
not
Eight Ball.
remember the cartoon? They had a cartoon of Rubik's Cube.
I don't remember.
It was Ruby.
Pet Rock, the cartoon.
Well,
Oh,
I
somebody-
didn't take her
somebody-
love to
I
town.
think
It was a magic cube.
Oh, Zorro was cool.
Oh my
Somebody-
fucking god! Seriously?
I think
yeah.
they
Oh my
had
fucking
Peanuts,
God.
Seriously?
Okay,
You forgot
look,
that.
no.
Seriously.
I'm sorry. Croft puppets are golden. They're god tier.
Wow. Thanks a lot.
Groovy
Thanks a lot,
Ghoulies. And Jonah Hex said, Captain Caveman. I love
I
that
remember
show.
that.
I kind of look like him.
Oh my God, you do.
Hmm?
Take your shirt off and put on a bring some roadkill and throw it on.
Insult. Dad.
Terrace is Black Star.
Share my screen. Share my screen. Share my screen.
Okay. What is that?
That is a copyright claim.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
Doubtful. This thing ain't been around for a while. Told you they had a Rubik's
Right.
Cube, the
What the
fucking
fuck?
cartoon.
I
Told
Tom,
you.
unsubscribe.
I can hear the bottom of the barrel being scraped as you play
yeah.
that.
How do I get that off of the?
Wow.
I'm gonna get claimed.
Looks like it was made
All
on
right.
drugs.
It's Ruby, the Rubik's Cube.
Oh wow! Now Graham's sharing a
Yeah.
thing. I'm worried. All right.
No,
What do we
this
got?
is.
Ms. a T.
I just
Oh.
found this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ms. a T on Saturday
Now, if-
mornings was wrestling.
Yeah,
A lot of
we
these
did.
shows we talked about
Jizz.
tonight.
We got
There's
the
shirt
jizz.
tails.
They had Rocket Wrestlers too. No Vince McMahon though.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that would
Oh,
have been
look
a
at
shitty
this! Look at
show.
this Smurfs and Hulk and Spider-Man.
It's really
There's like-
tiny.
Yeah, if I know, I'm
Flintstones.
trying to. hold
Alvin
on.
and the Chipmunks. Thunder the Barbarian.
There we go.
Culture, do you think that the Smurfs were about COMMIES's?
Socialist, whatever.
What do I
I
think? The
don't
Smurfs?
I always cheered for Gargamel.
Yeah,
Hey.
was that Price who was saying on
They were-
Mead
they were-
that
They were collectivists for sure. Yeah, I agree.
no, but were they
Thank you.
COMMIEs?
Exactly, right?
Yeah, I would say they're collectivists. So yeah, they're they're not like the neo-Marxists we're dealing with now, but they were pretty pretty much trying to destroy the
I
world.
was so
and-
disappointed when I found out Handy Smurf was a handyman.
oh,
Oh, I thought he gave out Handy J's.
That's what I'm getting at, Graham.
On
Yeah.
that note, I think we're going to be done. I want to say thanks for those of you.
That's
who
what he said.
Hey,
Come over here.
Wow.
From Tom's show. You can go back and watch the rest of the show where we covered some actual topics. Speaking of which, we're gonna let the last guy in be the first guy out. He's my hetero life mate. He actually got me a Tom shirt. This is a man I love. not that way, but he is fantastic. It's the great Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge After Dark, Mead Radio 1, Mead Radio 2, and of course, Midnight's Edge Archives. Don't forget about the Midnight's Edge Espanol, and last but not least, Midnight Snacks. Hi, Tom.
There's no midnight snacks yet.
Boo.
Yet.
Boo.
Yeah, morning show in a little while. See you there.
It's very.
I like turtles.
Yes, you do. Speaking of the amazing folks over at Midnight's Edge, we have the producer extraordinaire, the lady that makes Tom not look as foolish as he normally does. It's the lovely Six.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Midnight's Edge in the morning, 12 hours.
Yeah.
See you there.
Yeah. Get ready to sleep. All right. Now we have one of my favorite Canadians. I can't say that because Paul might be listening. It is CC Karaoke. What's up, my friend?
Hanging out, having fun. Friday nights, we sing songs. That's karaoke night. So that's what I'm plugging. And you can usually find me on Midnight's Edge After Dark on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well.
No
I appreciate you, and I can't wait to be back on Singing with CC Karaoke. And speaking of talented individuals, how about somebody who's already at 5K, the great Graham Cast, who is showing off his wonderful guitars in the background and his beautiful taste in posters.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I just hit 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel today. So that's awesome. Have a bunch of stuff coming up. I'm going to be making some adjustments and changes to the programming and how I do my shows and shorts and all that, because as of this Thursday, I'm quitting my job because I don't like it anymore. So it's going to be awesome. So that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
Good for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Right. And that is great. Well, if you're done with your job, I get it. But thanks for being here, Graham. I appreciate it. And of course, my favorite Texas Scotsman Canadian, or whatever the heck he is, we have our good friend, that 70s rock fan, who's giving you a preview of our outro, which is moments away.
The outro. It's great now I figured out to do this. I'm going to do things like this all the time. It's just going to be total video backgrounds all the time.
This counts as the outro, doesn't it?
Oh, man.
So on my channel tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, it's only talk and roll. We're going to do what makes a song heavy. So we got lots of great suggestions from the panel. We'll be playing some clips and chatting about that. What is it when we say a song is?
It's not heavy. It's my brother.
Well,
Heavy D and the Boys.
But that would be an example of one that isn't heavy, because he says he ain't heavy. He's my
That's
brother.
a really good topic.
It is. So we're gonna have some fun with that. Yeah.
But is it as good as pepperoni?
Spinal Tap Big Bottom is my top choice.
Big Bottom.
Fat Bottom Girls.
Oh, I never thought of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, did I just hear an angel?
That song goes fucking hard.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, wow.
Hello.
Terrible. Okay, this is my co-host. He's back, the blue one himself, otherwise known as Jolly.
Yeah. I'm not quite as cool as Graham Cast, but I did just hit 2,700 subs. So
yeah, baby.
Yeah.
How do they feel about that?
Well, they haven't unsubscribed yet, so that's a good thing.
I mean, it kind of hurts if you hit them. I mean, Jesus.
Well, yeah.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
Jolly, I love your channel.
Me too.
Thank you. At least somebody does. Jeez. Big news, guys. We got. I just got a retweet from Sean Patrick Flannery for the video I did about him and ranting about how he got snubbed for his Oscar for Nefarious, great movie. And so if you're not following me on Twitter, Snowdub2 The Revenge. My first account got blasted by Hillary Clinton. That's a whole other story. But mark your calendars, folks. February 7th. It's Snowdub's birthday, and he's going to be celebrating and inviting all his puppet friends. Culture and Tom will show up, or else I'll cry. And it's going to be a good time, guys. So February 7th, big party, and we'll be celebrating 5 years of the Cotton Connection. That's right, 5 years. Jolly's been doing this puppet thing. So big day, big time fun.
Get on your horse and ride, my friend.
No horses, please.
Okay, well, Jeff thinks there should be a horse.
No, never. God, these guys, stop it.
Penguins?
Stop it.
Horses and penguins?
Maybe Punkwad will be there.
A horse is a horse, of course.
Right.
Of course.
Disturbed is heavy, says Justin Proper. By the way, this is the ultimate YouTube recruiter. If this guy like greenlights your career, you are set. Seriously.
What
He
guy?
is like
See,
this
Justin,
guy.
I like Justin's
Justin Proper?
suggestions, but
Justin was like
Oh,
the
me too.
recruiter,
Yeah.
Out there.
Justin's a good lad, and I like his suggestions, but we'll be talking about why certain songs are heavy.
Because Ronnie James
Not
Dio
just-
is singing on it.
Well, Dio is one of my all-time heroes, as everyone knows.
Thank you, Drew.
There may be some Dio in my choices as
Nice.
examples.
I thought it was Barry Gibb.
Is there something wrong with the gravity?
Apparently.
Well,
Is there
that's
something wrong
exactly
with
that's the
gravity on your
discussion.
planet?
Is it gravity that makes something heavy?
That's right. Is there something wrong with the gravity in the future? On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. This is another successful Sunday night late night show, which didn't get killed, so that's great. And we're still live, and that's good.
We still have 20 minutes of outro.
No, we really don't. We're only gonna play the Gary clip, and
what?
Yeah.
Oh
We gotta
no,
play
it's
the
that
song.
Justin Proper kid.
He's been here for 10 minutes, Tom.
I know, but it's a joke.
Oh.
This is your old pal Grover.
I followed that kid around drunk. He was the drunk one, not me.
Grover's
I was
my
babysitting.
cousin.
All right, we're going out with a bang.
I
Stick
see the
around.
resemblance. Only you're blue.
Bang.
What's going on? Oh, we're out of here. Have a great day, everybody. Hope you have an incredible night. We will see you the rest of the week. Do check out the show in the morning because I will be there. I don't know about.
Are you
going to
be on Midnight's Edge in the morning?
I will.
Wow.
Yes.
Yay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Why is Gary rubbing that kid?
There should probably be a law against this.
I gotta move you guys back in the layers so people can hear. Still fun. He did look good in pink, didn't he, Randy Toto?
Is it over?
Yeah, it's just finished. Thanks for being here, everybody. We really appreciated you. I'm not sure why Graham's not in the background there.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Have you
ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you. Choking's overdue. Come at me me and you won't get any harder to grab your hold of two. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently, thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
Alec Baldwin got in here.
Fuck you, that's my name.
I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back.
Thanks, everybody. Have an incredible week. We will see you tomorrow.
Hope you get laid.